Okay, here's the rack finished up. We're actually on the ferry in Juneau on our way north to Haines. See, it's crowded here today, but so we worked on that till 11:30 on Tuesday night, and we got on the ferry at 12:30 Wednesday morning. So we've been on here 24 hours so far. And the dogs are just got done taking them for a little walk. They're still a little rambunctious. They want in the back seat. You guys ready to get back in? You don't want to get back in, do you? Hey, we just got off the ferry in Haines. I guess we turn left here. Road's snowy, icy. It's 9:52. Customs in 44 miles. No entry 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Here's Haines over there. Downtown Haines, half mile. Canadian border 40. Fort Seward. That's what that is over there, is Fort Seward. Look like a bunch of military buildings and stuff. RV park looks kind of empty.
Closed mid-May. $4.59 over there.
I think it was $4.55 in town. Magpies.
Valley of the Eagles.
Chilkat River.
Well, this is where they have that big festival about the eagles.
That's where the eagles come in the wintertime, because there's a late run of salmon in the river, and it's kind of the last big feast that they have. It's the Chilkat River Valley. We're about 5 miles, 6 miles up the river from Haines. This is the river that the eagles come and make their late run on, where they get thousands of eagles in here on a late run of salmon. It comes usually in November, I believe, the first part of December. Okay, we stopped at an observatory on the Chilkat River here, about 16 miles north of Haines. Needed to give the dogs a little break, and Judy was crawling out of the truck trying to get pictures of the eagles that we've seen on the road. So anyway, they're a little community up there. There's some eagles there. There's 3, 4, 5, 6 eagles down there. So there are still eagles up here. There's more eagles right there. They're just right across the little river right here, and a sandbar there. We're coming up to the border, 8 to 2,400, 7 days a week. British Columbia, Canada. Border inspection. So we're through customs, and now we're in British Columbia, and we're still climbing up out of here. We're in British Columbia for a while, and then we're going to be in the Yukon territory. And we're in a different time zone. I don't know what time zone we're on. Twilight zone, I guess. So next service is in 184 kilometers.
Little birdies.
Yep.
Fly, birdies, fly.
Getting sand out of the road.
Oh, he called them stones.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this mountain. Beautiful.
No, there's not much to see out here.
Our arrival is 7 hours and 11 minutes.
Fairbanks is 1,005 kilometer. Everything's in kilometers here, so that's, we got to twist our mind around to think in kilometers. Been pretty much a river grade out of Haines all the way up till just before we got to the border. Now we're really gaining some altitude. You know, we made 100 and 200 feet or something like that for the first 30 miles, and now we've gained over 1,000 feet since then. So anyway, it's climbing pretty good.
And 14 degrees.
And the temperatures dropped down to
13 now.
13 degrees. Oh, it's chilled off a little bit. It was 25 degrees at Haines when we got off the ferry. Supposed to get colder because I think the high up there northway was 0 or something like that. And it looks cold if you look at the hillsides there. Road's in pretty good shape. We talked to the customs officer there at the border, and he said that gravel truck, sand truck had just went by and laid stones on the road, so, and that's right. But they don't waste their time doing it all in the straight stretches, but they got the curves all sanded pretty good. You got the, starting to get the feel of driving on the ice again. We got 108 miles to Haines Junction. Yeah, 2,200 feet now. We come another mile or so, we're getting up higher, and we got rolling hills we're coming into now. We're getting into the sunshine, out of the coastal clouds. Sun's behind us, which is nice. You don't have to stare into it because it's pretty low angle this time of the year. Valley there, or flat hillsides there. We got out of the steep canyon, rugged one. We're 50 miles out of 52 miles from the ferry terminal. So we got up on top of something up here, but anyway, it's pretty open. We're above the tree line, and out of the canyon in the really steep mountains. This looks like could be anywhere in the rolling hills. Yeah, rid of all the damn trees you can actually see. Oh, we're at quite 3,000 feet. Probably will be 3,000 when we get up on this little hill up here. Anyway, we're making good time. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. in Washington or Oregon or Nevada or just about any place else where it's open and flat. You can see the highway up there about 3 or 4 miles ahead of us. And we did make 3,000 feet over.
To the chairman's zone. Seriously sound.
We got pilot here checking things out. We're 75 miles or 78 miles from Haines, from the ferry terminal. We're up 2,800 feet now, so we've come down a little bit from what we were. You can see a nice big flat beautiful valley we're driving through. A little bit of timber here, some spruce and stuff here and there, willows out in some cottonwood. The road is an excellent road. It's nice and flat, not perfectly straight, but nice wide corners. It's just been rebuilt. You can see the asphalt plant back there a few miles, 5 miles or so ago. A little bit of washboarding on the highway it's caused by the plow trucks going a little bit too fast. There's a little pack on the highway there, which usually makes it nice and smooth, but the plow trucks go a little too fast. They start bouncing a little bit and start washboarding. But other than that, it's really good. Moving along here pretty good for an icy road. Into a forest now. See lots of traffic. I think we met one car coming at us the whole trip so far. And we had 3 or 4 cars go by us down there in the lower part of the river, just out of the ferry terminal, but haven't seen anything since. British Columbia into Yukon territory now. See the difference? Road's a little windier here so far, it narrowed down a little bit. Livestock prohibited on the highways, it says.
But there's no fence.
Nice little, there's a pretty good sized, it's a community there for the highway department, I guess. Down there, there's housing for them and a shop. Anyway, we got into a little steeper country here. The road's up a little higher off out of the valley, not quite as flat as it was. Little gullies and stuff. Pretty good gully down there that creek runs through. The road's a little windier. Just slow down a little bit. Climbing a little bit now again. Haven't really gained any elevation from the last time though.
And it's noon, no?
Yeah.
1 o'clock. We're in Canadian time, it's 1 o'clock.
We kind of come up on a summit here now. We're 88, 89 miles from Haines, and a lot, pretty covered with vegetation here, with timber, a lot of brush and stubby spruce trees, it looks like. Pretty good canyon down there. Runs down into a pretty good sized little river down there that I can see. Still pretty good mountains around here. We got we're up to 3,200 feet, now we're down to 3,000 and we're dropping a little bit, but it's rolling kind of slow. It looks we're going to gain elevation again over there. Highway's still good. It got a little more windy here. A pretty good grade coming up from the border between British Columbia and Yukon, and then from there through we had pretty good elevation grade change, and road's a little windier, not quite as straight as it was, but yeah, we're just past noon, so we're about two hours from when we're leaving the ferry terminal. And we come 90 miles. Well, that was with a stop there for a few minutes at the Eagle Observatory to take pictures and let the dogs run a little bit. But you can see how much choppier the ground is out over here. Still nice, broad, sweeping curves. If it wasn't ice on the highway, this would be a real good drive. Not getting the chop on the road right now as it was back there before with the little washboard, so a little smoother. $1 Million Falls Campground, 2 kilometers ahead. Pretty good grade, downhill grade here, and then we go down in a little hole, and then a pretty good grade going up that other side over there. So we're 100-mile mark from the ferry terminal in Haines, and coming down and still going through this nice valley, coming down. Looks like it gets a little narrower up here. Got some silver frost on the deciduous trees there. Looks like some poplar, aspen, and willow, and the branches are coated with silver frost. It's really pretty, and the green with the spruce trees. Well, the road's still a little windy, more so than back farther, but looks like it might get even more so as we get up here a little bit into this canyon. This is what it looks like 100 miles from the ferry terminal. Starting to show aspen, poplar trees or aspen trees on the along the road here and out scattered out through there instead of the cottonwood and birch. Temperatures drop down too pretty fast there as we come over that ridge and down into this canyon, dropping down. Now it's dropping down to 12. Went from 13 to 12.
It was 24.
It was 24, 25 up there on coming up the flats up there. Well, it dropped really fast when it come over that hill. Got into this frosty area. 106 miles from the ferry here. We got back up into a big flat area again now and coming down into the forest. We're going down through this valley, and it's still a canyon that drops off right here alongside of us, but most of this valley is pretty flat until you get to where the river channel itself runs. Into little tighter corners here now. They've even got warning signs on these curves. Summertime, this wouldn't be a problem at all. There's still 70, 80 mile an hour corners here, but a little bit of ice and snow on here and slowed down a little bit.
More stones on the road.
They got stones on the road here now on this corner. First time we've seen any for a while. Most of the road's still pretty good, but it's following the terrain here more, and you're starting to get more curves and more ups and downs. But we're coming out into another big broad valley. I'm in a wide spot. Just pulled over to take a break, give the dogs a chance to stretch their legs a little bit, get some circulation back into the brain. Just a little over 100 miles from the ferry terminal. It cooled down to 12 degrees when we come over that summit. It's warmed up now to 15 degrees, so it's like a thermal heat wave out here now. The frost is really thick on the trees. Really pretty. Just about a mile from the turnout where we took a break. This big lake up here coming up to 110, 111 miles from Haines. Yeah, we're back down to 12 degrees again and 2,300 feet. It's still a nice wide highway, just a little more curvy. Flesh Lake Road, Flying Squirrel Creek. Teepees. Yeah, they're probably not open today anyway. Teepees are probably all filled up. There's a teepee up here on the side of the road. Oh, there it is. There's the campground. Yeah, the hostel. Sign. Desadish Lake. It's a good lake to do some ice fishing in today. Oh, it'd be good for sailing. I don't know if there's no wind out here though. We need for some ice boat sailing. Yeah, a lot of snow on it. Sized lake. It looks like it's about 5 long, maybe. We got 10 degrees here, and there's lots of frost here. Everything is just really coated with it. Even the spruce trees are coated with frost here. Campground up here. A little bit of traffic on the road. You can see the snow's been washed off of it from the wind from the cars, but not a whole lot. Really thick frost on these trees. Even the spruce trees up there are coated in it.
6 degrees.
And we're in a
5 degrees.
Thermal dive here. Global warming. We're 130 miles now, and we're past about 5-6 miles out of that big lake. It's warmed up. Now it's 9 degrees. It's warming up pretty fast now. A big plateau up here. Services 2 kilometers closed.
Kathleen Lake.
Anyway, big flat, still high mountains on the sides up here. But it flattened out and straightened out again. So Kalani, Kathleen Lake is that direction. Off to the west. I guess that's the south. It says we're going west on the compass. Cabins there. Lake Lodge. Must be Kathleen Lake. Over there between the hills. It'll be more and more frost on these trees all the time.
30 degrees.
Oh, wow, the temperature's really varying here.
It's 9, now it's down to 3.
Pretty dramatic drops here. Well, I think 3 is the lowest we've seen it so far. Hey, we're 10 kilometers from Haines Junction, about 6 miles. And we're 142 miles from the ferry.
And it's 2 degrees.
Yeah, it's 2 degrees. You can see we're coming out over this nice big broad plain out here. Hard to see it compared to some of the other places we were because there's all these trees and the road is dug down into the ground.
Frost is thicker.
Frost is thick on all the trees here. It looks like a little more traffic on the road. Maybe a little less wind blowing snow across it, I don't know. But definitely frosty out there. Well, drop down to 1 degree. We got signs coming into Haines Junction. Yeah, now we're at 0. Probably be colder than that down here when we get down into this bottom. The bottom of this hill down in the flat.
Frosty. 3 miles to
Welcome to Haines Junction. A bear and a raven.
There it is.
Yeah, -1 now.
Oh.
We can feel it. And the heater drops down. I have to turn the heater up another notch. White Horse straight ahead. Anchorage and Fairbanks is to the left here. There's a nice hotel lodge there.
Turn left on Highway 1.
I stopped off at the North Pole to spend the